Hey, what's up? It's Achilles from OPTCG, and today we're back with the RP Luffy build. Yes, my favorite deck, and not much has changed since the last time I played it. But I have been playing some ranked, so I want to go ahead and just display those ranked games and show you guys how I've been doing. So just to give a real recap of the deck, we dropped Zoro down to 2 just because in this meta, the getting rid of a 3 is very easy. But he's still a good card. Like, he's still one of my favorite cards of the deck. So when he does stick in certain matchups, he is really good because they have to swing into him. Or if they ignore him, you get that extra value for sure. Bond Clay, he's really good. Him and Brule are going to be your searchable targets with these 2 search events, and that's what makes these events very good. In this setup, you can go second, set up pieces that you don't have, and then really kind of coast the rest of the game. If you see these in the starting hand, it's pretty good. But on play, he's really good, and then they have to address him, because if they don't address him or they don't play a big body, it's still in your benefit because they can't really swing into you without investing a lot of Don into their characters. So this is a card they either want to try to play around or KO, which is fine if that's their turn. It's a lot easier on you because you just needed him to give you that ramp. Same with Brule. She's a good blocker. So in those aggressive matchups, you want to throw her down, and either they choose not to be aggressive and leave it on board, or you get to get a free block and get it done. So really good choice. Also, Brule and Onami work really well with Kid. You can slap him down, slap these 2 downs, and you'll have a blocker to just protect yourself even more. Onami we have at 2 because just trashing cards and drawing 2 cards you kind of need to do. That's what makes Gum Gum so good, because if you don't have your answers, digging 2 cards deep in will definitely help you find those answers. And a good thing about Onami is if you do Onami, you can still kind of play this Monkey D. Luffy down and be okay and still have done something for the turn. As well, we have our searchable 2K. The other one isn't, and I'm thinking about maybe dropping him down just to get like maybe a searchable 2K. But he's still kind of good because in those situations where they decide to throw 15 blockers up and you don't have your Roger to end the game, this definitely can help. Or if they have a problem card on the field that's under 5, you can at least rest them and then go at their bodies. And then our finishers, we'll talk about those together. This is searchable. All our finishers are searchable by the 2-cost event. This comes in clutch, getting that extra turn and just ending games. If you can get them down to 2 or 1 life, it's possible, just depending on how many cards they have in hand, to end the game there when they have 2 lives. Just swinging what you have on board, swinging 7, swinging 10, and then swinging another 12. So 10 once your leader gets your second turn, 10, and then 12 with that leader effect. Or even just putting down this blocker or one of these blockers, or even a Thunder Bagua, which will ramp you up and help you get back to those bigger numbers, and maybe play out your Luffy to finish him. Now we want to talk about the core, I would say, of the deck, or at least the core of what I like doing with RP Luffy. I love going to 7K with the Kid. Just makes it very hard for them to swing into you, and then if they have to add Don, they're playing less cards, or they're doing less of what they normally want to do. if they have to add down and swing into you, and then for you to just give like a 1k counter. Say they do get to 8 and then or 2k or 7, 1k. Same with the Newgate. Newgate is great defensive play, but also offensive because you're able to swing 8 and have that 8k leader for the next turn. So they have to invest on in most of their characters unless they are playing big bodies. Then he's less of a factor. And Lin Lin is great for those really aggressive red decks that play small characters. Or there's certain 5-cost characters that you need to get off the board. She's great because she can heal you and get rid of those cards. And then you also have a 9k body that's hard for them to kind of get rid of. And Shanks is just overall good. If you get +1 and then -+1 to all the characters, then your Luffy is just really hard to swing into. It's almost like you played a Newgate if you have both of these out on the field. And not to say if you can do this, and this, like almost damn near impossible for them to get through. And then we have our events, which we have a lot of events compared to, I guess, most decks. But these are our searchers. We do have the Thunder Bagua if we can't find any of our ramp. This is a good option as well, and it helps against those aggressive decks because you're ramping and you're countering, and it has that trigger to get a Dawn out of life. I mean, to trigger, yeah, Dawn out of life. Same with our zero cost. Zero cost really good for when we're bricked up and no counter, but can also trigger Dawn. Same with this one. This one is actually beautiful because either on your 6 Dawn turn or your 7 Dawn turn, if you play on your 6 Dawn turn, you're at 6 Dawn with your leader effect, so you're still able to play off a 6-cost body, which this card is also good at 6 Dawn just to put pressure. You swing 6, you swing 7, and they have to address him because they can't leave him on the board because you could do something crazy and add 8 Dawn to him and swing if he's on the board when you have 10 Dawn. Same with the kid. If it's at 7 Dawn, you use this, you're at 10 Dawn, 3 used but 7 active, so you get to play him out, and it just makes it easier for your next turn to do a great setup. But that's it for the deck. Let's go ahead and go straight to the game. Alright, so now we're going to our first matchup against the Purple Green Luffy. And we decided not to keep just because we wanted a little bit more ramp. And we get a 2-cost a turn early. That kind of sucks. But we'll swing 6. He drops his Zoro, which is fine with us. Because he did take. Normally, I want to say the Purple Green Luffy's, they kind of take aggressively just to get like a very big hand size. I think they're looking for the Sanji Zoros, which he can play if he does have one now. But he doesn't. He plays another search. So this Purple Green deck, at least from what I've noticed, is search, find your Sanji Puddings. Play your Sanji Puddings and then play. They are a little bit more aggressive because they do have like the Zoro, which is a 6k searcher. So they can be a little bit aggressive there. And yeah, for our 6 Dawn turn, because he didn't swing, we went ahead and just played our Luffy down and swung 7. So now he has a Sanji Pudding down and he can start doing his shenanigans, becoming a 6k leader. We don't have that much counter in hand, so we don't want to swing as much. And they Gamma Knife is really tough, but yeah, it's a really tough card, especially since they essentially get to play it for free. He's not going at my blocker, which does suck, but he can't swing with the Zoro. I thought he was at least gonna swing into my Brule or swing the Zoro, and that's I guess if that defended him, he had the Zoro to swing with. Grabbing that kid is definitely something we needed. I went ahead and attached all the Don. I was thinking about leaving one up. Possibly if I left 2 up, it would have been better, but I was just debating if I take his swing. Do I take one of his swings away, or do I leave 2 Don up and block one of his swings? So that was just my thought process on that. And since I had the kid established, I knew Shanks was going to be my next play. So I was banking on him not being able to swing too much into me and having that blocker. That definitely would have helped. Him messing up here and not realizing that I got the plus 1000 is tough on him. That actually definitely saved me a swing. We'll go ahead and take this swing, getting another Gum Giant. And not knowing what he's going to do here. And I'm guessing he is searching for another Sanji Pudding to put him in a better position. I think him attaching a lot of Don, even though I have a blocker, I think maybe attaching a lot of Don may have done him better. But I do know what's in my hand versus what he knows, because I have a lot of cards in hand, so he might just think I'm doing the same thing and just taking aggressively. But now that we got rid of the only card we could swing into, we're going to go ahead and just put him into a bad position and just hope that our Gums give us some counter, because we didn't have any counter. So it makes sense to just get counter. That should be what's left. But who knows? That's me playing the odds, as well as it's gonna be a lot easier because he does have to attach Don to those Sanji Puddings in order for me to actually take damage. Because now they're 6k and I'm a 7. So he has plenty of Don. Just not too sure what he's thinking about, how he thinks he's gonna play this out. That green Zoro would be green Zoro, or maybe even Hody, but I don't think anybody's playing Hody in this deck just because you need straw hats. I would tech like 2 in. Bam, the Gamma Knife, and this isn't the first time my Shanks got Gamma Knife, but the Gamma Knife to him isn't too bad because he's still a 7,000 power. So if he does swing into my Shanks, it's like as if he was swinging into my leader. So I kind of had that mapped out, but I definitely need to keep the Shanks alive. And it doesn't even look like he's played Don. That's crazy. The Luffy title coming out and just having so much Don up. But he's playing Searchers again. And it looks like he found a Gum Giant. And that might be what he's looking for. Knowing that he may not be able to kill me. So he'll just go 2 over, which I'm fine with. We'll Gum for sure. Just trying to do math. He has a 6k body, but I do have a blocker. In order for him to swing, he would have to add Don to each one, and because he swung a bigger swing, not leaving Don up for his other Sanji Pudding, where I couldn't counter out of it, I'll just block here. Yeah, and he has to leave one up for Gum Giant. So we're looking pretty strong here, especially with that Luffy. With the Luffy in hand, the secret Luffy. So we'll swing 12 here. he'll either Gum Gum Giant to counter, or he'll either take. Either or is bad. He takes. I'll go ahead and establish him. That way we can return Arrested Don. We'll swing 8. Probably should have swung 9, but I was thinking about putting the extra Don, which I still could have swung 9, returned the Don, added that Don to the Luffy. But I think I wanted to go 10. Or 7. It's still not bad. Oh, 8, sorry. I'm forgetting. Yeah, because his leader is +1, so the numbers are a little bit different. But with those many cards in hand, he can still possibly counter out of this, but no, nothing but bricks. So really close game, had to be really aggressive. A lot of dead cards in hand, but luckily just having a 6k leader and being able to drop that kid out saved me. Now we're off to Red Green Smoker, and he decides to go first, which is good because we want to go second. With this hand, we decide to keep because we do have the kid, we do have the searcher, and we do have a ramp piece in hand. So because of that, we have almost everything we need, and we can search out on our second turn looking for I guess a finisher here. Or do I take ramp? I take guaranteed ramp. Well, yeah, take guaranteed ramp, because getting the 10 costs definitely nice. Just we don't know if we're going to for sure be able to play that out. And because we have the kid, the 7 kid, the 9 Newgate, just pumping our leader would probably be better than wiping the board. So we'll get our guaranteed ramp and swing. The good thing, or not good thing, the Sanji hurts a lot just being so cheap and be able to swing into us, but and then also our Bankai can't really copy him. He does drop another one down, restands Don, and if you were to play another one, that'd be crazy. But no, he wanted to swing at life. We have the 1k, and bam, there's our shank. So it looks like our plays are pretty much set up here. This play, I actually was watching some Japanese players play, and I was like, actually this might make a lot more sense if I play it this way, and that is to drop the kid and then not ramp. Okay, we'll drop the kid. Oh, actually, never mind. We do. Oh, so normally what I would do is I'll drop the kid, not ramp, drop the shanks. But what I thought to myself is, because I have the Newgate, and yeah, we're gonna keep the Bankai there, possibly try to attack with him once he gets in the bigger body, because he's going into this next turn, so for sure he should be able to play something bigger, just get more value. And he's really not known for popping, and I say that and they trash the Beckman, so I'm glad he trashes him and not well, he can't trash the kid, but that play on its own, they weren't able to attack into me. So yeah, we end up making our leader a 9k. So we'll swing 8, 9. He took the 8. We'll see what he'll do with the 9. Very aggressive taking there. And I can't tell if, especially since he dropped all these blockers, if he just doesn't have that much counter, or if he was just setting up for this kid play. Which still makes it harder for him to swing into me. There is a possibility of my kid dying here if he just throws all the Dawn onto Beckman, which is why I was confused why he did that. I thought he would throw all of it on Beckman and swing, especially since I can't swing or get my revenge on the Beckman. But now we're pretty set up here. We're going to just power up our leader, and we just have so many swings to swing into that kid, and we have the Gum Gum Giant. So 10, so we're just gonna eat up either his counter or his blockers is our plan here. We are so healthy, and we have a lot of stuff for him to deal with on board. So that being said, I don't think he has that much counters to let those Rosinantes die. At least both Rosinantes die. So our next turn, we can pretty much go for game here. We're pretty safe in life. Bam, -5 again to our Shanks, put him at a 7. He's not weak, but they definitely want to get rid of that Shanks because he is a problem. He's messing up his numbers as well for leader ability. We get a freeze on the kid. That carrot is so strong. Definitely a shock to see him play it in here. But him freezing definitely does suck. He only swings 1k over. But I don't have it. There's a possibility of the Shanks dying, but now that we have a 2k and a 1k, he doesn't have enough Dawn for sure. And yeah, just getting messed up by the Shanks -1 there. We did get Usopp, so if he did play a blocker last turn, we would still be okay. So just trying to determine. But if it was a Rosinante, Dawn would throw 2 Dawn on Newgate. This can still be game, just depending on how he counters out here. So he doesn't counter out there, which means he doesn't have enough counter. If you don't have enough counter for 10 on 7, then you don't have enough for 12. So we'll just give him everything, and there's no way. And actually, he only had 2k counter. So that's the thing I like about this matchup. If we can kind of get over his aggressiveness and still be able to swing into him, definitely we can have a good game there. Now we have our Vegapunk, and I was really a big fan of Vegapunk. I'm not a fan of Vegapunk now. It's just he changed. He's not the same. Definitely that Vegapunk card that they get, that blocker that plays out another card, is really good and really kind of stalls out the deck or keeps you alive, which is what he needed, but it is very annoying to play against. So just swinging 7 into him when we go first and then searching is a really strong play. Just trying to determine what I take here. I got a lot of good places here. I do have a 10 cost, so because he's already at a low life, I think I would have taken a 7 and then played the Luffy down. But if I take the 7, then it's counterintuitive to what playing Nika down. So I think I just ended up playing Shanks out, knowing that I have a few ramp pieces. So he can swing one more. I'm hoping he did swing with him and we end up defending. Because if we can kill that Pythagoras before he has anything in trash, he gets no value from it. The Atlas is gonna stick because he's at 1 life and I'm not getting anywhere close to that. So we swing 7, just 1 card we're asking for. And I think that's an easy choice for him since he has no cards on the field. Wanted to go heavier, but we definitely need to throw that Brûlée down to just push us up a turn. Or push us up 1 Don. He's thinking, and we drop the Brûlée down. Now we're okay with like taking 1 or 2, but they end up popping the Brûlée, which is good. He has a lot of bodies. I have no bodies established, so this is definitely a hard choice here. We're going into 6 Don, which would be 8 Don, so we can play our new gate next turn. And he's either going to add a life or play a character. He does play a character out, putting some 3 costs into the trash. We're going to go for board here, and we're just going to try to choose the target that can do the most damage. And maybe we should have did the Luffy. But he was going to get that search out regardless, because I would eventually have to go after Pythagoras. Or life. I guess life wouldn't have been bad. He only has 5 cards in hand. With the new gate established, we'll be able to swing. If we were to play Nico next turn, we would be able to swing 10, 7, 10, 12. Because he has no blockers on the board and he's playing this very aggressively, this seems like we can definitely win next turn if we survive. She has to put so much Don, and we don't get a counter here. Now they have to put a lot of Don. I think he put way too much, but he really wanted me to take. Now what will put a damper in life if he chooses to heal, which he did. But we'll just see what happens if I swing 10 at life, because even having 1 life, it's still, for sure I had game before he healed. After this, we know he gets 1k in hand, so he ended up playing him out. So instead of getting another k in hand, he went for the more greedier play to get a 6 body out instead of a 5, which was fine with us because that's 1 less card in hand. So now when we swing 7, we'll get 2 cards out of his hand, or a life. So we do get those 2 cards out of his hand. Now we can I always do it just in case. I mean, I lose regardless, but who knows? So we'll swing 10. He can't block, and then 12. Now, depending on this trigger is definitely if I win or lose, because that was a face down trigger. We don't know what it is. It wouldn't have been like a beige, but it could have been a please save me. But because he has no blockers in hand, that also pretty much screwed him over. If he was to play Dureshi, I don't know if he got that out of life or not. That may have helped him. But now we're on to our next game, and it is the Usopp. This matchup can be very painful at times, just depending on how they play. It could be a very long game as well. So he swings 7 at us. We don't have a 2K, but we do get a trigger out of life, which is very good because now we can even Thunder Bagua and ramp again, or we could just play out a blocker and ramp. But this definitely puts us up a turn earlier. We can swing a little heavier at him. Now, with the Usopps, they can kind of like counter out aggressively because they get a lot of draw out. But that being said, they also play, or I find them with like a lot of dead cards in hand. Alright, so he starts off with swinging at life. We automatically block here because, yep, we want to go to 8 next turn. Establish our kid. So, or 9. So we go 9. Definitely on 8 down, you have to be careful. You have the leader effect first before dropping the kid, or you lose that Don. And we'll throw all the Don onto him, swinging 9. Just going really aggressive. Get that blocker out of the way early. But he ends up just taking, which is fine. I assume, but then I looked at his hand and he had too many cards in hand to get his leader effect out. So he could have really just countered out, but I'm not sure what's in his hand. This is making me think that he is bricked up and I can play really aggressive. One thing is, our next turn, we don't have a Gum Giant. We can definitely fake it till we make it, or fake it till we draw it out of life. But we definitely see where they are going here. Dropping down the Rebecca, and I was afraid for him for a second, but they didn't minus his Don, so they can't bounce him back, but they can swing into him. Luckily, he has no Don left over to do such a thing, and looks like he can't swing into me at all, which is definitely the plan. He does play out the Cavendish, which we do not like at all. We want to get rid of him ASAP, Rocky, as some would say. So dropping down the Shanks is definitely key here. Now that we have the Cavendish, maybe swinging 12 into the Cavendish would be the better play. But he would definitely block. We just don't want him to draw using that Cavendish, but he ends up not countering out of it. I don't know if he wants me to swing at life. What does he want from me here? I can swing 8, just not fake it. I think because I'm healthy and I have a decent amount of counter in hand, we won't fake it this time. And just try to make him block. Get that blocker out of here. Instead, yes, he counters down under 5, so now he can draw a card, which is okay with me. I'm okay with him using his 2Ks if he has to. That's good with me because now he has less 2Ks, assuming he plays 8. And we have some big bodies on top of that 6 rush Luffy. So we can definitely play it slow or play it fast, just depending on what they do here and what dies. The one thing that people forget and I forget about is that was it that event King Kong gun that Just Roaster can play, and bam, he draws 2 of them. Now that is really scary, being able to have some really strong attacks actually on board for sure. Giving one to the Luffy, restanding him and swinging at me, as well as we need to check his trash to see if he can get the double attack. And I don't think so because he needs 15, but he does have enough in trash to restand, so he can do some really, he can do 3 really strong swings. All right, and he just adds 2 Don plus the King Kong gun, putting him at 14, swinging at the Shanks. I understand you want him gone, but 14 is definitely not enough. And if he restands it, I got the 14. So he's definitely gonna restand him. The thing is, will he restand him and swing again, or will he just restand him so I can't swing into him? He has 4 cards in hand. We can definitely play this a lot slower. The Thunder Bagua will be able to be played if I don't add any Don. So I think, yeah, what we do is we drop him down, establish a 9k lead, swing 8 at him. He does have a blocker. He can block and draw a card. Just does he want to do it on our lowest or on our lowest swing, or can he give us 2-2Ks? The 8 swing is great because if he has 2-2Ks and he gives them to me, that's great. If he doesn't have 2-2Ks, or if he did have 2-2Ks, now he has to use a 2-2K and a 1 for this 9 swing, and which he ends up taking. And if he takes that, he's gonna take the 12 as well. And him being at 0, we'll go ahead, do our leader effect and end with 2 Don up. So having a total of, well, our leader is 3. So he's a 9k with the Thunder Bagua. That puts him at 13 with the Utahachi 15 and 16. So basically 10k worth of counter. Which he does have another King Kong gun, and that's scary. He doesn't have enough cards in trash to get the double attack. So we'll just see where he wants to go here with it. Most likely try to get rid of our kid, because our kid is generating so much value towards him. He tried to go for the Shanks last time and just didn't get anything out of it. Did fast forward a bit, he was thinking, but he drops down to Rebecca and he is searching for something. I don't know what he would search for here, but he does drop a blocker down. He drops another blocker down, and he plays another blocker down. So he basically drops 3 blockers here with 0 life, 5 cards in hand. First thing I am thinking of is definitely dropping 2 on Newgate, popping one of those blockers, and then just swinging. He drops a 2k on board, and I don't know why, and he ends up quitting after that because that was the only counter in hand. So all I needed to do is get one of those swings down, and the Luffy, this restand Luffy, would have definitely done that. Well, that's it for those games. Let me know what you think. If you have any ideas to kind of keep the same thing where we're being aggressive and defensive at the same time, let me know. If any of these things helped out for you, also let me know. But if you were here for a minute, a second, I appreciate it. Thank you so much. We're out.